Guildford, a quintessential English town located just 23 miles southwest of central London. Visitors flock to the Harry Potter-like streets for a view of the Guildford Hall or to hike in the Surrey Hills, but I visited to see what it's like for busking. Well known for its street entertainment, Guildford has this incredible high street, blocked off to traffic at certain times of the day, making it ideal for setting up and playing some tunes. And after hearing good things, I decided to go and check it out for myself and make this video in case you want to do the same. So here is how I got on busking in Guildford. Why is it that as soon as I get the camera out, the place suddenly gets really busy? Welcome to Guildford. I've never been to Guildford before. In fact, I have been once, but I was playing in the band at the time and all I saw was the inside of the venue we were playing. I don't know a whole lot about Guildford. I know that there's a good high street that is pedestrian only for busking. I know that there's no license needed. And I'm gonna go through the rules with you whilst I try and find a place to set up. A loud hand clap to get your attention. The rules for busking in Guildford. Guildford welcomes street entertainers and you do not require a license, but they do ask you to respect the guidelines. On the council's street entertainment code, they say that buskers create a colourful and welcoming atmosphere. I like it. I like this description. It's good wording. The guidelines are as follows. Keep the volume at a reasonable level so local shops and businesses can continue as normal. Do not obstruct the flow of pedestrians on the pavement. I like this bit. If you know your act will draw a large crowd, then please choose an appropriate area that can accommodate them. I like that they know that there is going to be large crowds at some point. Hopefully that will be me in the near future. Please move to another pitch after a maximum of 2 hours. 2 hours? This is epic. Most councils state just 1 hour, so good on you, Guildford. Good on you. Move on or stop performing if requested to do so by a police officer or the council of Elrond. Please do not make use of street furniture, for example, lampposts or public seats during your performance. We do not permit selling by street entertainers. This is begging and could be prosecuted. Use the old suggested donation trick. Please avoid the top end of the high street near Abbott's Hospital. And please check our for any major events on the day you are planning to come. I think there's a typo there, Guildford Council. I think it's probably meant to say please check our website. I've been through many sets of guidelines now from various places, various different councils through making these videos. And at this point, I think most councils just copy and paste from each other. But this is all very straightforward and standard. I'm a big fan of 2 hours on a pitch. An hour just doesn't really cut it. As you're about to see, I had no problems when I was in Guildford. Just a friendly nod from the council officers and the police. So let me show you how I got on. This is the spot that if you Google busking in Guildford, it comes up with a bunch of people who are playing in this spot. So may as well start here. Spot number 1. So it's probably worth noting that I went to Guildford on a Tuesday. Also, it was slightly overcast and it kept trying to rain. But as you're about to see, I think this played to my advantage. I was one of 2 buskers there all day. The road ahead splits up into no decision. What can I do now? I set up on the high street outside Marks and Spencer, where the road gets blocked off and becomes pedestrian only. This road is closed to traffic between 11 and 4 on weekdays, 10 till 6 on Saturdays, and 12 till 5 on Sundays, as of the filming of this video. Life's a game, and nobody knows how to play it, save it. Things got off to a great start. Within the first hour, I'd made double my train fare, which was £18. The steepest train fare I've had so far on one of these busking adventures. The road ahead had non-stop smiles, a bit of dancing, singing along. Someone put a flower in my case. It was just good vibes. Even the drizzly, intermittent rain wasn't dampening my spirits or the people of Guildford.
Go back to the road. They say all they want about it. Doesn't mean I don't doubt it sometimes.
I finished up in the spot after about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours-ish, and decided to head to the other end of the high street after a friendly guy and his kid told me it'd be worth checking out. He'd also given me a £10 note, which just still blows my mind every time. So kind. Okay, so spot one is done and it was fantastic. Even though it sort of rained a little bit each time, I think it spat, like it didn't rain like maybe 2 or 3 times during the set, but my general rule of thumb is if it's not soaking me and it's not like gonna damage my equipment, then I'm gonna carry on. It's really busy here. It's a Tuesday, by the way, so it's not even like a big day of the week. It's a pretty low-key day. For set one, total donations, £65.80, which is bonkers. I had 3 notes, 1 tenner, 2 fives, so absolutely, yeah, people in Guildford are really friendly, lots of good vibes. I've had a few conversations with people who really enjoyed it, and so now I'm going to find somewhere else. There's a fellow busker down here at I'm now at the top of the high street, so maybe I'll go where she is later on. I'm gonna go try, there's sort of road the other side of this. I'm gonna go and try it on there. So, should be good. All right, here we are, spot 2. Why is it trying to rain again? Oh, shocking. Look, there's even rain on the GoPro. Oh well, I'm gonna try and lift everyone's spirits. That's why I'm here, eh? That's what a busker's job should be, just to make everyone else feel good, regardless of whether it's raining or spitting or whatever it's doing right now. Spot 2. I didn't want to intrude on the other buskers' spot, so I decided to head to the Friary shopping centre. I'd seen a video online of a busker in this spot, so I figured it was probably worth a try. But I just don't know what it is. I set up outside the Nando's facing the shop called Zero on Friary Street. This spot is much more industrial, a bit less traditional than the high street. It's a shopping centre, so it's not exactly pretty to look at. And after 6 songs, I'd only made £1. But that was all saved by a friendly passerby who gave me a £5 note. And whether it was the note in my case or the fact that the sun finally came out, this just kick-started a flurry of donations. I'm not sure that where I was stood is very typical for buskers, but it seemed to do the trick. After an hour, I decided to wrap things up. I wanted to get back on the high street before it was open to traffic again and no longer pedestrian only. Okay, that's spot 2 done. Not as successful as spot 1, but still pretty damn successful. Still a lot of like really cool vibes from the people walking past, and yeah, plenty of donations again. The sun has finally decided to show itself. Oh, it's a good day so far though, good day. Spot number 3. So earlier that day I'd seen the other busker set up literally underneath the Guildford Hall. This is an historic monument that people come to Guildford to look at, I guess. And it's so cool that it's a busking spot too. I imagine street entertainers throughout history have performed in this very spot.
Oh no, why can't you be there now?
Again, things started slowly here. I'm a firm believer in the morning busk. I think that people generally are more generous in the morning. Just an observation. Maybe it's because they haven't actually spent any money yet that day, and the whole day is ahead of them. There's an optimism to that. It's also likely that they haven't seen any other buskers yet that day. I don't know. I'm kind of a morning person, so maybe it's just me.
Catching flights to the USA, running in New York, and eating on Philly cheesesteak.
Despite this though, once the donations started, they just kept coming. And Guildford's vibe was totally awesome. It was rad. People were vibing, people were smiling, dancing, singing along. Almost everybody that walked past acknowledged me, and I think that's huge.
You can live in a van, can fight out and escape through higher.
If you don't feel like you can give anything to a busker, at least acknowledge them. It feels good.
Inside the machine is all that you know. You'll be standing here saying it's alright in your bucket list.
And this spot was where one of the best highlights of my busking career so far happened, as you're about to see.
But nothing inside my mind is on fire. My search for meaning is yet a feeling what deeply desire.
So this chocolate shop behind me here is my partner's favourite. It's Laura's favourite chocolate. And halfway through my set, the woman came over, the woman from the shop, and gave me a free bar of chocolate. Free bar of chocolate for playing Millencolin. That is so rad. I'm gonna surprise Laura and give her a chocolate bar. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna give you a full review on the train because I need to pack up. But dang, Guildford, today has been rad.
Okay, let's talk about what just happened. That was a pretty crazy one. I played set 2 outside Friary Shopping Centre. A little less of a scenic spot than the first one, but all good just the same. The first 6 songs, I had no donations, and I was feeling a bit hopeless. And actually I got a £1. I got a £1 coin in the first 6 songs, and then a guy gave me a £5. And it just made me think about how when you're busking sometimes it can feel hopeless. It can feel like, you know, you're maybe wasting your time. But if there's foot traffic, then you're gonna go through dry spells. And that £5, for example, that is as if I got £1 per song, right? It just reminded me, like, you've got to persist. It's up to you to just keep going. You've got to trust that you're doing a good job, and at some point someone's going to walk past and enjoy what you're doing enough to give you a donation. But still a good vibe, like plenty of smiles, plenty of people happy, and, you know, giving me thumbs up and waving and, you know, whatnot. I ended up in spot 2. I ended up with, let me give you a donation calculation, £27.20 I got. It's just nuts. Like, sometimes you look at your case and it doesn't look like there's that many coins in there, and then you count them and you're like, wow, this is insane. So then I was planning to eat some lunch, but I ended up going into the shopping centre to refill my water bottle and go to the toilet. The great thing about shopping centres is they always have a free public and usually quite a nice toilet. So I filled up my water bottle, and then I realised it was nearly 3 o'clock, it was 10 to 3, right? And the high street in Guildford allows cars after 4 o'clock on weekdays. And I wanted to go in that spot by the town hall, but I'd seen a busker earlier in the day. I wolfed down my wrap whilst like on the way to this spot. I just set up and and I just started playing. Just the start was just so slow again. I think I got like £2 of donations like in almost like halfway through, about half an hour in. I was a bit like, well, this is flatlining a little. But don't get me wrong, like I was in a good mood. It's still really good vibes, and it's a really nice spot to play in because it's just a big high street and it's pedestrian only. And then somebody gave me a can of Diet Coke, which was really friendly and really nice of them. Clearly saw that I was struggling. I hadn't had a break between the sets really. And then the best thing, I was playing outside what's called Montezuma's Chocolate Shop. And Montezuma's is like a small chocolate shop here in the Sussex county. Maybe they're in other places, I don't know. But then one of the staff members came out and gave me this. And my partner Laura loves Montezuma's. I think they're her favourite chocolate. So I went and got her a chocolate bar. This. In spot 3, I finished and ended up, listen to this, for a spot where I thought I wasn't doing that well, I ended up making £28.65. By the way, these are all round numbers because I haven't bothered to count all the coppers, so there's a bit more in there. Which means it's been another £100 day. Woo! So, Guildford. Rad place for busking.
Guildford! Guildford enters the list of places where I've made over £100, which since filming a few of these videos you've seen, I've done in various other places, including here in Brighton. So I highly recommend Guildford as a place to busk. I do imagine it probably gets quite busy on a weekend in terms of other buskers, so maybe the weekdays are where it's at. Thank you for watching this video. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want any further advice on busking, or you just want to share some busking stories, then drop a comment below. And if you are a true fan, then turn those notifications on. I make videos every week. They come out on Monday. I will see you in the next one. Feel free to watch the one that's on the screen. And in the meantime, peace, love, happiness. See you round the block.